Hey, it's Kristina from Maker Exchange, bringing you episode 8 of video editing. And today we're going to be focusing on the power of color using Adobe Rush. So color has been used in film before we even had color film available. It was first used to bring life to film and make it realistic. However, color also tells a story. So here's the color wheel with all of the colors, the hues, saturations, and the emotion that is believed it can create. So it can create a mood, representation, draw focus or take it away, and show change throughout the film or the character. So some examples of the power of color would be how red has been studied to raise blood pressure, whereas blue has actually had a calming effect. So this is a great way to create emotion and add another effect to your film. So there is the hue, saturation, and value. The hue is the color itself, saturation is the intensity, and the value is the lightness or the darkness. Each of these plays an important role on the end result of the color that you will use to create the specific emotional effect. If we take a look at the movie Inside Out, we can see the basic colors being used to represent specific emotions. However, if we look at angry in the right-hand corner, he is the color red to represent angry. However, red can also represent love. And the same with envy right next to angry. Green can also represent growth. So it just depends on the context, culture, and how you're using the colors. Star Wars also likes to use color to represent good versus evil. So the good guys will tend to wear lighter colors such as tan and white and use lighter lightsabers, whereas the villains will be in darker colors and with red or black lightsabers. If we take a look at the film The Rise of Skywalker, we can see how they're using black to invoke fear and uncertainty. And we can see the color contrast with the character who is wearing light tan and whites to represent innocence and purity. When she actually comes across her evil self, there's a direct conflict between the color contrast. So we see the evil self with darker makeup, darker clothing, and with a red lightsaber. So when we move into the fight scene, we can see her conflict internally as well as externally between just using colors alone. Disney also likes to use color for representation. So if we look at Belle in the very beginning, she is wearing white and blue, which actually represents purity and loyalty, compared to the middle end where she is wearing yellow gold, which represents optimism and friendliness. If we take a look at all of the princesses, we can see that they actually hand-selected specific colors for specific purposes to indicate what that character is. So for example, you have Rapunzel and Meg wearing purple for the emotion of ambition. And we have Pocahontas wearing a yellow tan, creating warmth. In the movie The Princess and the Frog, we see Tiana usually wearing green, yellow, and orange hues, as her character is mostly about growth, creating a business, and finishing her father's dream. These colors are associated with her character. Only once or twice do we actually see her in blue, which is actually her friend's dress and does not belong to her. So the colors used throughout the movies are indications of not only who and what they are, but the emotions within the character as well. We also see this in TV shows and ads. For example, The Great British Bake Off versus Hell's Kitchen. Both are reality cooking shows, but The Great British Bake Off uses neutral tones versus Hell's Kitchen's black, red, and orange. So we can actually make simple changes in Adobe Rush in the Color tab to create similar effects. So here I have made it black and white with the preset SL Noir 1, creating a coldness and isolation, and it's even a little creepy. And compare that to SL Gold, which is warm and inviting, and you even feel happy or relaxed looking at this shot. So something as simple as a preset can make a huge impact on your video. And here I manually manipulated the greens, saturation, and the shadows to create a darker but more natural effect with the greens and the blues. And then the next shot, I actually did the opposite. I did a low saturation with more blues than greens, and I actually upped the contrast. So you can see how just changing with the edits that we have available can make a big difference. So you can use color in the color tab to create the color's representative emotion, or you can do the opposite. So remember that color has both positive and negative as seen in this diagram, and you can play around with it and make the colors your own and have them represent what you want them to represent. One example is how Umbridge in Harry Potter was pink, which is typically for love and sympathy, despite the fact that she tortured children and was seen as evil. Or you can go along with a natural effect such as seen in O Brother, Where Art Thou? Or you can use them as you see fit, as some people have done in the past and still do. Either way, have fun with it, play with it, and see the impact that just doing a quick color change in the color tab can create a huge difference in the emotion that your video or even in your photo creates. And if you used the color tab in any of your projects, let us know in the comments and let us know how it made a difference in your video. See you next time.